So again, we have Pratap here with us to share many of his, firsthand stories of being with Baba. Last time he gave us some of the history of Baba's early days in Pune, and then he shared his first meeting with Baba, which was during the 4 hours that Baba stepped out of the new life into the old life. He met Baba. He was just 14 at the time. Then in December of that same year, Baba invited the Pune Bhajan group, which was made up of a lot of these young students, and Pratap was one of those fortunate ones. Apparently, only three of them left out of about 12, I think. Anyway, so he shared that story of that gathering, and but at that meeting in December, Baba asked if Pratap would come by himself at his invitation to Mahabaleshwar for the third time, and I think this was for 2 weeks. I might be, something like that, and that's where we begin tonight. And this was the beginning of hundreds of occasions where Pratap had the great privilege of being with Baba through the 1950s and into the 1960s, especially during the Guru Prasad days. Baba stays there. That was really a special time, and he was one of the workers there, and also he got to just basically hang out with Baba for hours and hours during the late 50s into the 60s. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to you, Pratap.
Jai Baba, Jai
You
Baba.
know, and so if you, I don't know if you want to start with that time when Baba has invited you just alone up
Yes,
to Mahabaleshwar, and
yes,
you're still 14 at that time.
yes, yes. Not on that time, just before that, on 16th of October, I was 14.
Uh-huh.
I had completed 14, 16th of October.
Uh-huh. You mean
And
is your
I had
birthday the
entered,
16th? Is your birthday the 16th of October?
yes, please, yes,
Oh,
please.
wow.
And then the same date I was born in Baba's love. So you want me to tell about that story, my meeting Baba all alone in Mahabaleshwar. I had earlier told you that when the Pune Bhajan Mandali was invited by Baba for giving before Baba the first performance of this Pune Bhajan Mandali. Before that, there were Dr. Ganesh to praise very much about this Pune Bhajan Mandali. And perhaps Baba must have been very curious to know how these people present themselves or how they sing. And then on the occasion of Mera's birthday, that we didn't know before. We didn't know that it was Mera's birthday. But then, as we were invited by Baba for giving first performance in Mahabaleshwar, we felt very much excited. And it was to be only the Bhajan group, not any person from the old life. And we were all new people, except few who had earlier seen Baba, but most of us had not seen Baba, except that on the 16th of October we had seen Baba, and we were to present before Baba on December, in the month of December. Now, just a day earlier, we were called it was the outhouse in the large area of Aga Khan bungalow. It was the outhouse, and Baba was sitting on a very simple wooden chair, and we were sitting on the floor surrounding Baba. And Baba asked every one of us to sing a song, and every one of us sang a song with the favorite or uh, those you can comfortably sing. Uh, that was said to be a trial session. Just take a trial of these boys, how they sing. Baba wanted to see that. And then I think it was just a just a gesture from Baba to make us comfortable in his company. That may be the reason. Then,
Were you nervous? Were you nervous to sing, to have to sing in front of Baba? Do you
sorry,
recall whether you were nervous?
no, no. I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Well, I was wondering, were you nervous to have to sing there
No, no,
alone?
no, not. I was not. I was not. I was quite comfortable in the sense that when I was being introduced to Baba, abruptly Baba asked me as to whether we would stay with me for 10 days. It was for 10 days, and I said yes, yes, Baba, without thinking about any problem which I like to said, but I just said yes, Baba, and then Baba inquired about what about your school and all that. I said that as it is, we have yearly functions where there were no classes, and our teachers will not mind if I remain absent from the classes. And Baba said, no, nothing doing. You have to go back. You tell your headmaster that Meher Baba has called you to stay with him for 10 days and you want leave. Specifically tell him that Meher Baba has called you. And yes, and I told my headmaster, and he was very nice person. He said, yes, you can go. You can go. You're a fortunate boy. You can go. He didn't know about Meher Baba, but then he must have thought that Meher Baba must be a very saintly personality. And then on that day, on that day, now this is after the trial session, the next day was of a program, and we all gathered in the bungalow. Baba was seated on a couch, and we were sitting all around Baba. It was a very lively atmosphere. Baba used to be very happy, especially when any function uh, about Mehra. Baba would be, I mean, very especially very happy. It was happy moments for Baba, and we started singing. Madhusudan leading singer, and one another by name Ramchandra Rao Gaikwad. He used to sing general songs, general devotional songs composed by Mira, composed by Kabir, composed by very saintly personalities. He used to sing such songs, but Madhusudan had composed some songs because we had already came in contact with Dr. Ghani, who had told us much about Meher Baba, his early life in the locality where they used to stay next door. Then Manzil period, all that Dr. Ghani used to explain to us, and then Madhusudan was so very inspired by those songs that he started composing songs. Now that song, the stock of the songs was not very big. It's some few songs he had composed, and we started singing. Madhusudan started singing. We started singing along with him, and then Ramchandra Gaikwad was also singing. We were also singing, and then Baba said that we have until this time we have heard so many songs about Mira and about other saintly personalities, but we have not yet heard from you the song on Radha. And we were just wondering whether anybody knows any song on Radha. And luckily, this Ramchandra Gaikwad was another singer, very nice. He had a very melodious voice. He remembered one song, एक दिन राधा रानी से रूठ गए गिरधारी. The meaning is very beautiful meaning. once Giridhari means Lord Krishna, he became what should I say, unhappy with Radha, because uh, some petty quarrel in between these two. He became unhappy. He became a little bit indifferent, and Radha is trying to convince him. Radha is trying to make him happy, make him smile, and all that. And then ultimately, helplessly, she takes that flute and starts playing, and then whole mood of Lord Krishna changes. So that is the in sum and substance of this song. It's a beautiful song, I tell you. And then after the song, Baba was so very happy. The first stanza was sung, and Baba asked for the dholak. Those days, Ramchandra Rao Gaikwad used to have dholak as a rhythm for the
It's a
dholak. There
drum.
were
It,
dholak,
it's
dholak.
it's a drum with with
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Just plain leather, yes, on both the sides. Practically the same size, same size of the two discs on both the sides, and that is called dholak. There are different types of this. This is horizontal instrument. There are other horizontal instrument also, but this is dholak is. It's not a dhol. There is another dhol, but this is dholak, which is accompanied while singing songs. And Ramchandra Gaikwad used to have that one by name Sadhuramji. He used to accompany on that dholak. So Baba was in the first stanza was started, and Baba was so very happy that he asked for that dholak. You know, you must have known that Baba used to play dholak in his early life during the
Yeah.
Kalwapet time and all that. So Baba asked for the dholak and played for some time with us, and then he gave it back, and then he asked for the cymbals, and he very expert, like an expert person, he played with that cymbals, and therefore thereafter he returned those cymbals, and then we completed the song. It was a sorry, Baba's mood was so very good, I tell you, very happy. And then now the whole stock was exhausted. Madhusudan's stock was exhausted, and then we started singing ghazal. The main ghazal which we were possessing is a ghazal from Khak Sahib, a very beautiful, very special ghazal he had composed for this occasion. I have I have told you that for this program only the Bhajan Mandiri members were allowed. But along with us, Ramchandra Gadekar had accompanied us. He was he was from the old life. He was connected with the old life, and in spite of the fact that Baba had not allowed any old life man to accompany this Bhajan Mandiri, still then on the pretext that he is member of the Bhajan Mandali, he accompanied us, and then when we are sitting before Baba, we started, Madhusudan started the song which was composed by Khak Sahib. And as I had told several times, that when Khak Sahib handed over this while starting from Pune, earlier, about couple of days earlier, Khak Sahib handed over the song to one Mr. Thade and asked Thade to, where if and when you get chance, you please ask Madhusudan to sing this song before Baba. And when we started singing, seeking for ghazal to be sung before Baba, this was the first ghazal that we sang before Baba. And the atmosphere, the first two lines were sung, and Baba became very, very serious. All mood was Baba was changed, and the whole, as if the whole world has come to stand still. If everyone, there was a pin drop silence, and Baba is lost somewhere. We were also, I mean, just keeping very, not make even movement and not make any noise, not make any movement. And for about must be 2 3 minutes, Baba was in that condition, and thereafter his face seemed to be little pensive. Then he again immediately came to his own, and then asked to sing further, and the whole song was completed, and Baba just gestured, putting his palm on his face and gesturing that he has come to me. We are not supposed to report any such an incident before Baba, because Baba was in new life, and the conditions were that nothing from old life has to be reported to Baba. Now, this incident had taken in respect of the person who was in old life, and we were not supposed to tell anything about that. But then through the song, that name came to Baba's ears, and Baba said that he has come to me. He didn't specifically say so, but he gestured like this. Yes, he
So
has come to me.
in other words, Coxsub had died just a few days before you
Yes, just
you sang
yes, just
his guzzle.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And we attended his funeral. We attended his funeral, and thereafter. But when we were starting from there, Dr. Ghani had also this ghazal was so shown to Dr. Ghani before we started for Mahabeshwaran for this program. This ghazal was shown to Dr. Ghani because it was written in Urdu. We didn't know Urdu, so Dr. Ghani, after going through the whole ghazal, he was surprised that this ghazal showed that Khak has seen Baba in his real form. That is the remark which Ghani had made after reading the whole ghazal. And then we proceeded to. But in that, Ghani also composed one song which is full of taunts, full full of sarcastic language, and that he also said that if you get a chance, you sing this my ghazal also. So both these two ghazals were with us. The first song we sang was Khak Sahib's ghazal "Tur par tujhko jaake dekh liya," and then the next ghazal we sang was composed by Dr. Ghani. I told you that when ghazal of Khak Sahib was started, Baba became very serious, very in a serene mood, and then after we completed the ghazal, we started another ghazal by Dr. Ghani. And the moment we started singing, Baba just said like that. Big head. he immediately, he immediately could understand that this is the big head who must have composed this ghazal. And then
That I mean that was his gesture for Ghani.
that was just a fuck. Ganesh, Ganesh head was little big in the sense that in proportion is to with body, it was little bit bigger. But then the whole program went on so very nice, so very well. And then after 8 days, I was sent back to Mahabeshwar. Now then I was all alone. About about 10, 12 people or Baba lovers had come to see me off at the bus stand, and I was driving all alone. And when I reached the motor stand at Mahabeshwar, Vishnu Master was waiting for me. He had come to picked me up from there. And then I knew Vishnu Master. We had become familiar with all these Mandali people, all these companions of old life, of new life, sorry. And then Vishnu Master took my hand in his hand and then led me to the Tonga, horse-drawn Tonga. And then we came to Mahabeshwar, to the Aga Khan Palace. Now, this Aga Khan Palace has a very large area. There was a main bungalow, and I was made to sit in a outhouse where some of the Mandalis were also sleeping, were also staying there. And in the main bungalow, Baba was staying in the main bungalow, and just opposite to that, there was a sort of houses in a row where the women Mandali were staying, and gents Mandali were staying in outhouses. So in one of the houses, I was made to sit there, and Vishnu Master told me that I will inform Baba that you have come. Then he went away, and I was sitting there. There was the only Doctor Nilu was there sitting. He was he was sitting alone, but I didn't have. I didn't talk with him. I was just sitting there all alone, waiting for Vishnu Master to come back. And after quite some time, Vishnu Master came with food for me. That was a with tasty baked rice. Uh, very, uh, it was told to me, where Vishnu Master told me that this this food is prepared, cooked for Baba, and from his share, Baba has given for you, from his share, Baba has given to you. You take this food, you eat this food, and I will come to pick you up to take you to Baba. So I ate that food. It was very tasty. A rice, a baked rice with some vegetable, mixed with vegetable, and then in short time, Vishnu Master returned. He took the utensils and then he carried me. He held my hand and took me to the main bungalow. And Baba was standing in a veranda, looking through the trees. With The 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 rays of sun rays were falling on his face, and Baba's hair were left loose on his shoulders. They were looking so very beautiful, and from a distance, Vishnu Master showed me that look, Baba is waiting for you, and he left from there, and then I walked up to there was a few steps to be climbed for climbing. I just climbed up the few steps, and Baba looked at me. I I tell you that that face, a similar face that I had never seen thereafter in my life. It was a very special appearance for Baba. His eyes were but pouring out love. Actually, I was feeling that the rays of love that coming from his eyes, and he came towards me. He embraced me and then kissed me, and there he gestured that you are very lucky. I could understand the gestures. They're very simple gestures. You are very fortunate means like this. You are very fortunate, and you have got very long connections with me, very old connection with me. You are lucky because you have come to me in this when I am in new life. This we gestured there, and then he took me inside. Then inside he made me sit there. He was sitting very close to me, and thereafter he inquired about all my life, my members from my family, my parents, and this and that. So many simple questions were, and he was holding a alphabet board. He was spelling on that board. I was just new in understanding English, but I could understand. He was very slowly spelling out, and I would just read that. And the questions were simple, the answers were simple, and he wanted to know everything about me. And in between, he used to kiss me, he used to caress me, just like a mother caresses her child, holding my face in his two palms and just what should say, expressing so much of love. Once, and one short occasion, he just asked me to kiss his cheek, and I did that, and that was a nice time. In my life, I had lost my father at very early age, and I missed my father so much. And when I was sitting before Baba, I really felt as if I am sitting before my father. I was so very, become so very emotional while sitting before Baba, and Baba was pouring all that love on me. And then abruptly, after quite some time, we are took there is no interpreter, and Baba was paying so many questions. What question? What games you play? I said, you do you play cricket? He said, yes. Whether you are a bowler or a batsman, I said both. At what order you used to go for batting? We were so very young. There was no such no such. I mean, pattern of. We are not so expert in following a particular pattern. I will go in the opening. I will go in the last, or I will go. We were both bowlers and batsmen and fielders and everything all rounders. And because it was, we used to play with the young boys, gully young. I mean, boys in the gully. Gully means the locality. And with the tennis ball, we used to play cricket. And Baba asked me whether you play cricket. He said, Baba, and hockey also. Yes, Baba, I play hockey also. And then about Indian games, whether you Atya Patya. I said, yes, Baba, I know Atya Patya. Whether you know this kabaddi, we used to call hututu. Yes, Baba, I know hututu. And so many questions of them. Which subjects you are good? I said science subjects. What about mathematics? I said "So, I am all right in mathematics. And these were such questions. Baba, some specific statements Baba made. I will like to, I mean, tell them here. One thing important Baba said is that I have a very long connection with you. This is one thing. Another thing which Baba said is that you are so very fortunate that you have come to me when I'm in new life. So I do not know what connection I got with Baba's new life, but that is what Baba said. And thereafter, Baba also said, when I explained to Baba that about the members of my family, I had lost both my parents, both my mother at very early age. Thereafter, my father also. And, and when I was telling about all the other members of my family, Baba said, I know all of your family. I know all of your family members. They have very long connections with me. My forefathers were very, what should I say? Uh, they were a very spiritually minded people. My father, my uncles, they were very spiritually inclined people. Perhaps that is the reason why Baba said that I know all of your parents and family people. And then abruptly he asked me to get up. I just stood up and he asked me to go little away, about 10 feet from him. And then he asked me to remove my clothes. For a fraction of a second, for a fraction of a second, I was little shy or hesitant, or but then Baba said, don't feel shy, don't feel afraid. Let me see this gesture he did, and then I took out my clothes, and then he immediately asked me to now wear it again. We can put it on body again, and we again I put all those clothes on my body, and then Baba called me near, made me sit close to him, and then he spelled out on the board whether you take liquor. I said, no, Baba, I never take liquor. Whether you smoke, I said, no, Baba. There was one occasion when my father was a chain smoker. He used to smoke this Indian, we call bidi, very, very strong tobacco. He used to smoke that. And once I had a puff from that. Then I had a way, I just had one puff and I started coughing badly, and I ran away from house because my father would have uh, bet me, in fact. So that I told Baba, I just had one puff, and Baba just laughed at me. And thereafter, Baba said, whether you have any relationship with girls and all that. I said, no, Baba. And thereafter, Baba said, remain absent from these. Keep yourself away from all these. Not because there is anything like sin in it, but because Baba does not like it. Baba says you abstain from these things. That means drinking wine or smoking or having some relations with the girls. He says that absent from all these things, not because there is anything like a sin it, but Baba does not like it. And then Baba said that this is I am telling you like your elder brother. I was really little bit taken by surprise as to why Baba said that I am telling you like your elder brother. Because in my heart I was taking Baba to be my divine father, and here Baba says that I'm telling you as your young elder brother. But then I just left that thought, and thereafter we came out. It must have been minimum 1.5 hour or 2 hours, and then we came out of the hall, and all the mandali they were standing, gents mandali, they were waiting for Baba to come out. Baba held my hand and came out, and he said to all these people, I like this boy very much. And he was very smart, very good boy. And my work is over. My work is over. I do not know why, what work was there. But then we descended down the steps. And as his mischievous nature would go, Baba is asking all the present, the Mandali people, for how many years you people are with me? So someone says that it's now 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years. And Baba says, you have been with me for so many years, but you are good for nothing. This, this, this boy, he has come to me in the morning and he is able to read my board. he is able to read my alphabet board, but you people are not able to read the alphabet board. You are good for nothing. And Dr. Dr. Nailu, she was also a very humorous person. He said, "Oh, my, you are depriving us of daily bread." In the sense that what 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 Nilu meant is that your the praise you deserve. You have snatched away that praise from us. Yes, you have snatched away that praise from us. Anyway, from there we went for there was to be a meeting about uh, future activities of the new life, and we went a little away from that bungalow. There was a very beautiful, what should I say, area, a vacant area covered by, from all the sides, covered by really big trees and very shady area. And Baba, there was a chair placed for Baba, and other people were, some the carpet was spread for the people to sit. And then Baba took his seat on the chair, and they had a discussion about the new life, further activities in the new life. I was not very understanding what they were planning about in for the future. But then in between, they a tea was served to every one of us, including myself, and a plum cake was piece of plum cake was given to each one. And I was very fond of plum cake those days. I, I never used to have money, so only just looking at those plum cake, I used to feel very happy. And I had decided within my mind that after I get service, the first thing I will do is eat as much as plum cake as I would be able to do. So that plum
Are you
cake was
saying,
served.
Pratap, you're saying plum cake?
Plum cake.
Plum cake.
PLU, plum cake.
Ooh, good.
Plum
Okay.
cake. Yes. So then Baba asked me how you like this. Yes, Baba, I like very much. Then Baba asked Dr. Donkin, how is Dr. Donkin? Yes, it is all right. I said, what type of man is so very tasty cake, and he says that is all right. And one old person uh, by name Jakkal, Anna Jakkal, Baba's group used to call him Anna 104. That was a funny name given to that person. Very old person, but very straight, not bent like that, very straight, and quite a tall person. And he insisted that, Baba, I will come with you on new life. And Baba said, as you have found that the whole process of new life is so very tough. You are so old and you won't be able to withstand all these hardships of new life. Why you insist that you will accompany me in new life? No, 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 no. मी तुमच्या बरोबर येणार. I will come with you. You cannot avoid me. That was his country was repeatedly you were saying the same thing. No, I will come with it. Baba is trying to explain to him, you are so old, you are weak, and you won't be able to withstand these hardships. But that person is not going to listen to Baba. No, no, you cannot neglect me. I will come with you. In fact, after they reflect when they from Dehradun, four people were sent back. One of them was this Anna Jakkal. So that meeting was over there, and then I stayed there with in that outhouse night halt. And next afternoon, Padre had come for some work from Hyderabad to Mahabeshwar, and Baba asked Padre to take me back to Pune. It was only one day and one night I stayed there. It was proposed to be for 10 days, but one day, one night I stayed. And thereafter, I was sent back to my hostel along with Padri. Padri Kaka came to me up to the hostel. He left me there. He, he, I'm sorry because we have got lot of very loud. Say airport is very close to us.
Pratap,
Yes,
what was
yes.
your impression of Padri?
Padri was very, what should I say, very hard person, very tough person, and very straightforward, very outspoken.
Mhm.
But he was really loving to me. In fact, those days, all the mandali, mandali, they used to love us. The reason was that one thing that we had one pointed faith in Mir Baba, one pointed conviction about Mir Baba. And every one of us was very young, very energetic. We were ready to do any work, any manual work. If they ask us to sweep the ground, we will do that. If it was to, wash the utensil, we'll be ready to do that. Any work we'll do, happily do it. And that we used to do in during these service programs also. So we were quite energetic young group, entirely focused on Meher Baba. And any time this was a compact bhajan party of Pune, and thereafter it was people used to call it as a Meher Baba's bhajan party. This was Meher Baba's bhajan party. Why that name was given? Mostly because we were all the time available for Baba. Whenever Baba asked us to be present and sing for him, we will do that. Leaving everything aside, we'll go and sing Guru Baba. So that was the Bhajan party of Pune. And that is why it was called to be Mer Baba's Bhajan party. So many people, so many parties have must sung before Baba. But the special privilege or special name was given to Pune Bhajan party because of this fact that we were readily available for service to Meher Baba. And thereafter we returned to Pune. So this was by meeting with Meher Baba, a very special meeting. Thereafter, whenever I met Meher Baba, whenever I happened to meet Baba, Baba would ask me whether you follow what I have said to you. Yes, Baba. And then Baba would also tell me that you increase your love. You increase your love for me. I used to wonder why Baba says so. In my life, I have taken Baba to be the highest of the high. I have taken Baba to be the avatar of Desh without knowing what avatar means, what is the function of the avatar on this earth. No, without knowing that, when Baba says that he is the avatar of Desh, we followed that, and we accepted that. In our lives, we have accepted that. But even then, Baba says that you love me more and more. What more Baba wants from me? I used to wonder that. Once it so happened that in Pune, after uh, quite some time, a long gap, Baba came to Pune, and he called for darshan. Some of the close ones he called for Baba darshan, and when we all gathered, so many people gathered, about must have been about 50, 60 people from Pune only. It was special darshan. after a long time. And Baba was sitting on a chair. It was in the open. It must have been in the botanical garden, perhaps. I don't exactly remember that where it was. But then I remember how it happened. Baba was sitting there, and everybody was having forming queue and proceeding, going to Baba and bowing down to Baba. When I was standing in the queue and I approached Baba, I started crying. And Baba just looked at me and asked me, "Why you are crying?" I said, "Baba, your health is so very bad. You look so very pale. It's very painful for him to see you in this form." And Baba explains to me that the burden of the whole universal is on my head. The burden of the whole universe is on my head. That speaks on my head. There I understood why Baba says, increase your love for me. I remember one incident which was about a person from Mumbai. He was working in the airways as a pilot when happened to visit this Myrtle Beach. He visited Myrtle Beach, and some of the, I think, Norina or Elizabeth or maybe Katie Devi, they put him one question. It was very significant question, very important question. What she asked him, they were talking about Meher Baba, lot of things about Meher Baba, and she asked whether you remember Baba, whether you get tears in your eyes. That was very significant question, I would say. Whether by remembering Baba or taking Baba's name, whether you get tears in your eyes. That is the sign of one's love for Baba. So all this about my meeting with Mir Baba all alone for a couple of hours, and thereafter, of course, all the service programs I have attended. Every service program. There was a service program in 1954. In fif- After 50, 54, 55 also, 55 also, and in 56 also there was one, not very big one, but one service program was there. And 58, both ladies and gents. All these service programs I have and attended as an active member of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. There also, all the Bhajan Mandali members, they used to attend and they used to have one space for just a little distance away from Baba, but all of us used to sit together. And whenever Baba wants us, we will start singing. That used to be the privilege which we had from Baba, and it was a very nice time for us. All the Sabbath programs, we used to do all the volunteer service also. We used to help Vishnu Master in the kitchen. We used to help the spreading of carpets. We used to help the sweeping of the hall. We used to help serving food. All this we used to help the senior people, and that is the reason why the people we came across every one of the Mandali people, and we had developed a friendship with every one of us, including our dear uh, Gustaji. Including Gustaji, we had friendship with all these people. And during our Mahabaleshwar stay, in during that stay, for that bhajan program. When we went there, we were kept in a guest house. That guest house belonged to one of Baba lovers. His name was Sahasrabuddhe. He had also a guest house in Pune. But in Mahabaleshwar, he had a guest house where we were kept, where we were accommodated there. And in that guest house, all the members who were accompanying Baba in his new life, they used to come there for taking food. And we had a fortune to partake food along with them. We all used to sit together on a having a table and chairs, and we all used to sit together. That was the fortune bestowed upon all of us, and that's
Did
what
you,
what
Pratap, did you ever disappoint Baba? Did you ever do something that Baba was not pleased with?
I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah,
Did you ever disappoint Baba or do something that displeased Baba?
no, 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 no,
So you
no.
you basically you flew under the radar or whatever.
It is. One thing I just forgot to tell you. Well, after I came to Pune, and some of my senior members, I narrated the whole thing, and even Dr. Gani came to know about it, and Gani said that boy is very fortunate to have that meeting with Baba all alone. He is very fortunate, and I was discussing with uh, one of our group members by name Rangoli. Later on he became trustee in the Mer Baba Trust. So I asked him, I told him that I was wondering why Baba has said that this I am telling you as your elder brother. Why Baba calls himself to be my elder brother? I was wondering about that, and I asked Rangoli why Baba must have said that. And Rangoli, after little thinking, said it is very natural, Pratap, because in the new life, in the new life, Baba was not a master. That master disciple relation was not there. So Baba was calling himself to be the elder brother of all the companions. You get my point?
Yeah, yeah.
Baba was to call himself to be the elder brother of all the companions, and the all the companions, whenever they talk about Baba, they used to say, "Our elder brother has told us, our elder brother has sent us." So that must be the reason why Baba has called himself to be your elder brother.
Yeah. Which
That
can
was
you
very
remember?
logical.
Can you
Sorry.
tell us a little bit about your impressions of the different mandali? Like Gustaji, or you've told us about Dr. Ghani, and
Gustaji, we used to only smile at each other because he was observing silence. But he was very lovely person, very simple looking person, very simple. His pants used to be, I don't know how to call his trousers. They always used to be short of his height, and very nice smile he used to give, but not talking because we never used to understand his gestures. But then Padri, as I told you, he happened to be a very tough man, and but during our programs he was taking pictures. There were a lot of pictures he had taken of that time of the new life when we were uh, performing before Baba. He had taken pictures. So Padri, in Mehrabad also, whenever we used to go to, I was staying for 1 year in Nagar. So whenever I used to go to Mehrabad, I will meet Padri. I will have talk with him. And that way he was very loving at heart. Outwardly, he used to look very hard and tough man, but very meticulous in his job. And then Vishnu Master was very loving, very simple and very loving person. And every time, whenever I go to Guru Prasad and meet Vishnu Master, he will inquire about my health every time and about my family and all that. And then Dr. Nilu was very humorous person, full of humor. He was, I mean, very much fitting in with the nature of Meher Baba himself. Meher Baba was also full of nature, full of humor. So Dr. Nilu was similar to that. And then Dr. Donkin, we were not, I mean, very much conversant with the English language then. But then I was studying in the English standard, and whenever we meet, we'll have a little bit of conversation with each other. But then they will avoid. Many times we have seen the Dr. Donkin in Pune, very close to our hostel. I was staying in the hostel. At times I have seen him there, but he used to avoid. The reason was that they were in new life. They were in new life. They were not supposed to talk with anyone outside of that place. So there were restriction on them. And we didn't know much about the condition of the knee, like, except that very broad condition. We knew that, but then they were very strict and they were very disciplined about that new life. That we were not very much serious about that, and we thought that these people should talk with us, but no, they used to avoid us talking with us. And then who else was there? Kaka Baria. Kaka Baria was a very, what should I say, in his involved always in his job. He was so much concentrating I mean, be ready with all the needs that Meher Baba would ask for. Everything ready at hand. And then among the other, Adi was in the beginning. We used to be scared of Adi because Adi was like a roaring lion when he sits in that compound of that earlier. Now it is a trust compound, but early it was Khusru quarters by the name of that family. It was Khusru quarters, and Adi used to sit right in front of that gate in his own hall. That there is a hall office, Adi's office, and when we walk on that small pieces of tables,
Right.
they'll make some sound, and when Adi comes to hear that sound, who is there? Adi ka Kayam Pratap. All right. But
Was
then in the latter years, we used to help. The, one Vaman Padali was there. He was assistant to Adi. He was more or less called as an adopted son of Aditya Irani. And we used to help Vaman. We used to go there in Khusru Council for studies. I was studying for inter science, and uh, Narendra Thade, one of the members of the Thade family, he was also studying for inter science. So both of us used to go in the for night halt in Khusru quarters in the room of Vaman Padale. We had very nice relations with the Vaman Padale. In fact, we had very good relations with Maiji. They used to love us very much. Maiji at times would ask me to climb up the tree and take out some what they call uh, some sort of a vegetables.
the
I
crows?
forgot the name.
The
Some
the crows? The bird? The crows? No.
No, there's some different name for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At times I forget the.
Well, now,
So
Pratap,
yes, please.
was there anything that the Mandali told you that was helpful in your life with Baba? Any advice they gave to you, or anything that they conveyed to you that was helpful in your living for Baba that
Any of
comes to mind?
any of the Mandali people.
Yeah, what they said to you that was inspired you in your own life with Baba.
I I don't. I mean, specifically remember to have any such.
I mean, yeah,
But
I mean
once
their own I mean their own
once
example was their own example would have been probably
I
enough.
I had not. I mean, after that I had never much thought about that. But once thereafter, once in the year 1960, once in the year 1960 in Guru Prasad, Baba was in Guru Prasad, and as usual on holidays, Sundays and Saturdays, we used to go visit Guru Prasad and sit with Baba. So one afternoon, when I was just about to enter the Mandali Hall in Guru Prasad, I was on the near the threshold, just near the door, and my habit was just to stand there and look at Baba and just bend my head little in respect, and then take seat right in front of in line with Baba. But at leaving a distance, and when I was standing there and gesturing by giving my respect to Baba by gesturing like this, and Baba says, Pratap, and Erech is repeating what Baba says, Pratap. He was so very young when he had come to me in Babeshwar. This is Baba gesturing, and Erech is interpreting. Pratap, he was so very young when he first came to me in Mahabeshwar, and he thereafter he says, "Do you remember?" He looking at me here. Do you remember? He gestured like this. He gestured like this, and Erech interpreted that gesture. Ha, Baba, Nango Kudolo Hoto in Gujarat. He said you had asked him to become naked, remove his clothes. That Baba reminded me. Whether you remember that? And I said that yes, Baba, I remember that. How can I forget that memorable time of my life? That is what I said. And then Baba told these people he loves me very much. I like him. That is another incident about connecting with that old time incident.
Hey,
But then,
Pratap,
sorry,
Oh, go ahead. You had something. I'm thinking that it's getting late, and what would be nice is to have you say next Tuesday, where you can give us some more of these stories from the Guru Prasad days. But what I was wondering, I mean, do you have your harmonium where you can sing Gate Chelo and give us a little? Do you have your harmonium there?
yes, you want me to sing that now, right now?
Yeah, and sing that, and then we'll bring this to a close, and then next week we can pick up anything else that you want to share. But this is the song that was played that everybody sang at the end, most of the gatherings, right?
किधर गा माझ्याबरोबर गा.
So this was a song that was written by Madhusudan, right?
Which one? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
This song was composed by Madhusudan, but there was a story behind it. Our K.K. Ramakrishnan, he after Baba visited Sadhu Vaswani in Pune. Sadhu Vaswani is very saintly personality, and Baba used to call him as one of his child. So, very nice person. So, K.K. Ramakrishnan used to visit on their they used to request K.K. Ramakrishnan that sometime whenever you get time you can join with our satsang. And at times K.K. Ramakrishnan would go there, sit there and listen to their song singing and all that. But then there was a practice in that group that way they complete the program. While going home, they will sing the name by name of Krishna. Govinda, Govinda Gati Chalo, Govinda, Govinda Gati Chalo. And then K.K. Ramakrishnan took up that suggestion and suggested Madhusudan to compose some such a song repeating Baba's name. And after the program, center's program is over, people should avoid to talk about their family affairs in that premises of center, in order that they should not talk about their family affairs. They should sing this song while going out of the compound. That is the reason why the song was composed by Madhusudan.
Put an end to the gossip.
I hope you'll be singing with me. गाते चलो, गाते चलो, गाते चलो, गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो. काम करते चलो, काम करते चलो, काम करते चलो, नाम जपते चलो, नाम जपते चलो, नाम जपते चलो, सत्य कहते चलो, झूठ तजते चलो, सत्य कहते चलो, झूठ तजते चलो, मेहर धन का खजाना बढ़ाते चलो, मेहर धन का खजाना बढ़ाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो. सुख में भूलो नहीं, सुख में भूलो नहीं, दुख में भूलो नहीं, दुख में भूलो नहीं, मुस्कुराते चलो, हंसते गाते चलो, प्रेम जीवन की धारा बहाते चलो, प्रेम जीवन की धारा बहाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो. जिसमें मेहर नहीं, जिसमें मेहर नहीं, वो तो जीवन नहीं, वो तो जीवन नहीं. मैं मिटाते चलो, मैंने हर में चलो, प्रेम जन्मों में हर में समाते चलो, प्रेम जन्मों में हर में समाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो, मेहर मेहर गाते चलो। अवतार
Jai
मेरे
Baba.
बाबा की।
Let's have a few moments of silence, and then
Yes.
next week you continue on. But we'll have a few moments of silence, and then if it's not Nasreen there, she can do Avatar Mayor Baba. She's here. Good.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Jai Baba.
Baba. Ready?
Okay. Nasreen.
Yes.
जय
Avatar.
बाबा,
Baba.
जय
Baba
बाबा,
ki
Jai.
जय बाबा, जय बाबा।
Avatar Meher
Avatar
Baba
Meher
Ki
Baba
Jai.
Ki Jai. Jai.
Avatar Meher
Tar
Baba
Meher
Ki
Baba
Jai.
ki
महाराज
jai.
की
Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Thank
Jai
you.
Baba. You know, I'm thinking next time too, we'll open up to questions. So people can ask you. Well, I mean, we still have a little time here, but if anybody had a question now, but next time be prepared. They're going to ask you many intellectual questions.
Put you on the spot.
But
Anyone have a question now that occurs to you?
Never too early, never too late. Just on time.
just in time.
Jai
Yes.
Baba Pratap.
What?
Yes.
What? Or anything? What is? I'll ask you one question. What is one of your favorite messages or sayings of Baba's? Have you got any that that is special to you?
I won't be able to, tell you, but that the message which Baba has given, man may soar,
Oh yeah,
something like that.
soar. Someone has
Yeah.
that. We'll get it. We'll end with that saying. Someone has got it. It's on the back of the Everything and the Nothing. I
To
think.
the depth of the something like that. And
I'm gonna find it right now.
Whether men soar to outer space or dive to the bottom of the deepest ocean, they will find themselves as they are, unchanged, because they will not have forgotten themselves and not remembered to exercise the charity of forgiveness. Jai Baba.
yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Rainey,
Thank you.
Rainey, read that once again. Whoop. We lost you now. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Whether men soar to outer space or dive to the bottom of the deepest ocean, they will find themselves as they are, unchanged, because they will not have forgotten themselves nor remembered to exercise the charity of forgiveness.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you
Pratap.
so much.
I have a question, Jeff.
Oh, good.
No, there is a song written by Pratap ji, Tere Saaye mein sada mere reh guzar ho. Did
Ji.
anything inspire you to write that song? I mean, when did you write that particular song?
At many a times, when I remember Baba, I become very much emotional. And about the specific song, also sort of emotions must have been created in my heart. And in that emotions, I just composed that song. And that is one of my favorite songs. In fact, I at times I wonder that how these songs have come to be composed by me. I many times feel that I'm capable of composing such sounds, but then they come out of me, and that is how it is.
Yeah, I like that song very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's every stanza is so beautiful. Every
Oh,
stanza,
beautiful.
that is the beauty of that. Every stanza is beautiful. Yeah.
Should we have that song now or have it next week?
Next week, yeah.
Next
Jeff.
week? Okay, because some people have left thinking
Jeff.
that we were here at the end.
Jeff,
Well, yeah,
I have a question to Pratap Kaka.
yeah.
Yes, great man.
Kaka, Jai Meher Baba Kaka.
Jai Mere Baba, bolo.
Do you have any
Jai Mere.
instructions, special instructions, ever time given by Baba to you?
Special
Any
instructions?
instruction? Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I said, no?
Any specific
in that,
for personal? Of course, if it's so personal, I don't want to put you. But any special instruction with your life
No.
or with your family? Yeah.
No.
Jai Meher Baba.
Yes. Yes. I would say that about when I was to go to Mumbai on my new job, and that new job was in the department of taxation, in the taxation department. Now there is a lot of corruption in that department, and that time was one of Baba Mandali, that is Nariman Dada Chanji. He raised a question before Baba, and what he said that Baba Pratap is going to such a department where there is a lot of corruption, and what he is supposed to do, because the whole matter of this corruption is dependent upon everybody's interest involved in that, and how he can abstain from all these things. So Baba is listening very carefully, and Baba said, Baba, what are your instructions about this? Baba said, never demand anything from anybody. Never harass anybody. Never take curses from the people. Never do that.
What was
That
the
is-
last thing there? What was the third?
Never take curses.
Okay.
Curse.
Bribe.
Bribe, I think.
Curse.
Never what?
Yeah, in Hindi it is called high.
Is it bribe? Bribe?
कोई ना high નથી લેવાની. High. That
Sharp. What he called sharp.
Yes, sharp.
Don't swear. Don't swear at anybody. Yeah.
That word high is very beautiful word. There are not, very apt words in English. Many times I find vice versa. So that I just use that curse. If somebody feels this man is useless, that man has given me so much of trouble, that becomes a curse for that person, for the one who does that. Supposing I pressurize somebody for extracting money from him. And that person who is being harassed by that, he will just give a curse to me. That is bad. That Baba said never take any curses from people. Try to help people. Try to help people. That these are the instructions which Baba had given, and I am fortunate that I could follow whatever Baba had said then to me. The guidelines of my life.
You might have been the only honest person in the taxation department. The one lone figure.
Are you sure you worked there, Pratap?
Sorry.
Are you totally sure that that is where you worked?
So,
Mission impossible to be 100% honest in the tax department.
Yes, that's true. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, you
that
got
is true.
100 out of
That is
100.
because it is interdependent.
Right.
all
And-
enablers.
So I think the means which Baba had taken, that one should not take the curse from the people,
Yeah,
curses of the people.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Well,
Was nice.
that well. Anyway, thank you again, and
Thank you.
we'll look forward for next week. Okay.
Jai Baba.
And we'll get that song that you wrote, or one or two songs that you've written.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has a good voice. He has a
Okay.
beautiful voice.
I mean, to be in your mid to whatever 80s and still be able to sing like that, it's pretty incredible.
Yes, yes. You are
This
right.
is the gift of the Bhajan Mandali. The Bhajan Mandali are our blessing as the Mandali were. Wonderful, Pratap. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Still singing beautifully.
Yeah, beautifully.
Thank you, Jai Baba. Thank you, Pratap.
Jai
Beautiful.
Baba.
Jai
Thank
Baba.
Jai
Jai Baba, Pratap.
Jai Baba Pratap. We never forget the year that you came to Los Angeles and you perform a very beautiful song and stories. We still remember you, Pratap. And actually, you gave me a gift. I still have it, Pratap.
Thank you.
I don't know if he understood me or not.
Pratap, thank you so much. I just wanted to say, the last time I was in India in 2006, I
Yes.
was going up to sing, and you were in charge of who went up when, and you came over, and you were so supportive and encouraging and directing. And I'd never met you before, but I felt Baba so much in you, and I'm really happy to hear
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Yes,
Hi.
yes. And
Thank you. It was
thank you so much.
a lovely expression. I'm really very happy about it.
Yes, Jai Baba. Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Jai-
Jai Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Baba.
you,
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Thank you. Thank you.